Hi, like my hat. This is called I haven't taken a shower yet and my hair's dirty hat. But this hat actually is really cool because I actually have a 1967 MGB sitting in my driveway that was given to me as a birthday gift last year for my 50th birthday, and I love this car. So the hat is actually a representative of my cool life. And sorry about all the pinging and stuff. I've got texting people trying to work stuff and everything, but I am getting ready to leave, and I don't want to risk not making my video today because I don't want another tattoo. So anyway, it's day 6 of the meditating, and today's meditation was a little different. First of all, because I get tired of wondering how much time I have left, I have a meditation app, and I set it as a timer to go off every 10 minutes. It does a gong thing, so that I knew that after six gongs I was done. And then I also set an alarm too, just in case I forgot how many gongs there were, and I'm not sitting there going, was that the 5th gong or the 4th gong? So anyway, so that what that did was I freed my mind up. And last night I started having all this like anxiety and and I got like overly attached to stupid stuff, and my ego was just going crazy. And I started realizing that what's going on is my ego is starting to realize that it's losing power. It's the smaller part of me that's trying to control everything and overly attached to what everybody else says and does. That I'm really working hard to pull back from that and come from a higher place. And so my ego is like, no. What we're going to do is we're going to give you all kinds of stress and anxiety so you can worry about that and stop being at peace with the flow of life. And that's what happened. I started obsessing about stupid stuff. And even, that label stupid stuff is a label that ego is giving to it. I started obsessing about the outcome of some of the things that I have in the works. And what if they didn't happen? And if they didn't happen, would my kids be really disappointed? And what does that mean? And then I've got friends who are like making plans, and I'm like, oh, I see how it is. And I'm like, okay, really, seriously. Just like my ego was trying to pull me back into crisis and problems and, giving me anxiety so that then I can I had this mood drop after David took a picture of me recording this, but it was from the side, and I looked terrible to myself. And so then my ego's like, oh my God, you're fat and you're stupid. No one's going to care what you have to say and all this stuff. So then I had this mood drop. So then all of a sudden my mind is like, why do we have a mood drop? And then it starts thinking of all the things wrong. Like, well, yeah, and there's this and then there's that. And oh, well, let's not forget this. And oh, wow. And there's that. So then my mind starts finding all the reasons why I'm sad. And it just gives me more reasons to be depressed. So anyway, this morning at the meditation, what I did was I had like an inner team meeting. And one of my very best friends in the whole world, when I was working with Nightingale Conant, was Tom Shields. He's an incredible personal coach, by the way. Just transformational, just amazing guy. And he was my friend. And he and I, we would brainstorm, and he came up with this concept that we all have like an inner team in our heads of the various aspects of our personalities and our minds. And so the people that were on my inner team meeting this morning were Morgan Freeman, because he's the kind of the narrator, wise voice of reason. And then there was my child self, Traci with a Y, because I changed the spelling of my name when I was 11. So the one who's under the age of 11, that Traci. There is Pam, who represents my higher self, sort of my angel. And then there was, I call him Abbott, and he's my negative, critical, judgy voice. And then ego doesn't even have a name. Ego is just ego. It's like just pure ego. So I was meditating, and then 40 minutes into it, Larry's higher self asked if he could come in as a representative of my love relationships and how my love relationships are a reflection of parts of me. So anyway, we had this amazing. It was funny too because they were like yelling at each other in my mind. So like, and Eagle's like, "Well, yeah, but," and then Abbott's like, "Wait, that's my line." And anyway, I just like sat back and watched and listened, and it went really quickly. I was quite surprised at how rapidly the meditation went this time when I wasn't fixated on the clock. And how long has it been? And how much more do I have to go? And then the dogs were driving me crazy. They like, I was having this emerging emotion of like, shut up. So the more I was meant, like the whole team, we were just yelling, shut up at these dogs. And the more I yelled at them, the louder they got. Like in my mind, I wasn't even saying it in real life. The more I yelled at them, the louder they got. It was like, I was thinking, shut up. And then like, and like, I'm like, oh, wow. It's really true that the more you resist something, the more it persists. So instead, then what I did was I just like, I'm like, okay, they're just barking. That's just like, because I was like, every time I have an insight, every time I have one of these realizations, one of these damn dogs barks and it just brings me back in. And I'm like, well, that's what it is, right? Just trust that the insight will come back. So as soon as I chilled out with that, like Carl's in this room right now. Do you hear him? No, you don't. He's being quiet. Because I'm not invested in him being quiet. Anyway, all right, I gotta go. I've got a busy, fun, exciting day. I'm gonna see a girlfriend, sister friend of mine. That sounds like sister wives, and that's not what it is. She was married to my stepbrother for a bunch of years, and we are sisters in spirit. So I'm gonna go see her. She's here in LA for a couple of days. And then I'm gonna go for a walk on the beach and just do some stuff. I got some work. My son's computer is fixed. And it's funny because I like lagged on getting it fixed, thinking it was going to cost all kinds of money. And like, it was like a switch that was turned. Didn't cost a dime. So talk about assumptions, right? So anyway, guys, talk to you tomorrow on Saturday for day 7. Peace out.